Okay, hello. I'm gonna do a fun video now because that last one was depressing. Okay, so do a review of Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, and let me go to the YouTube thing here. Okay, real quick. And by the way, I enjoyed it. Oh, let me do one thing real quick. I don't know if you guys, a little commercial here. I don't know if you guys are into the random goth couple, but I love these guys. And they're Catholic. He's Catholic, and he's got some nice comments about Jesus is his homie, but they're totally goths, and they did April Fool's Day video, but they're a lot of fun to watch. Just wanted to, so I feel like we engage culture, whatever your thing is, your background, and make it make family. That's what we do. We engage paganism, but we turned it into PG. So I'm not ashamed of that. This butt thing here. What is this? Okay, whatever. Stellar Blade. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Since that little butt thing there is distracting, let me cut this out and do this. And so I like this film. I just watched the Film Threat. I like Film Threat because they're libertarians, but they're kind of them and Neurotic and all them. Especially when I'm doing woodwork, I'm out there and I'm listening to something. I want to listen to like some sort of cultural thing, but that's anyway. So I watched this film and it was good. I'm going to say overall it was good. It was probably not as good as Godzilla versus Kong. That was more sort of focused on them. And then this one though, it was just crazy, right? This definitely reminded me of when I was a kid. The period where I don't know all the terms, but they have a period there where Godzilla, it was a good guy fighting all these villain characters, and it was very comical and kiddie. And as a kid, I loved that when I was younger. That was one of my big, like with D&D and stuff. So I just love this big, crazy, silly productions. And this kind of was in that vein. And like my wife watching this was torture for her. She loved Godzilla -1, and I loved Godzilla -1, but this one I love too. And Film Threat really dogged it. And I'm kind of, come on guys, you don't have to be that jaded, I thought the CG was amazing because there was so much CG. So maybe that was why maybe they were critical. It got a little too much, but it was too much CG, but they, why not? This is the kind of movie, if you're going to do too much CG, this is the movie to do it in. Godzilla was crazy. There could have been more Godzilla in it. He was kind of a secondary character versus King Kong was the main character. And there was a ton of like story where, and I'm just going through here, and I don't know if I can play it or not, so I'm just flipping through. They go back down into the underworld or whatever. But there was a lot of like, it was a bit much as far as how much story they had to do, and there was a lot of expository going on in it, but it was fast paced. It was good for kids. Like I saw a dad with two boys there, and when they came out, he was talking to them about it. So that was kind of neat to see that again. I have not seen that in a long time, and man, do I appreciate that she was not gay. They didn't push her being gay. I think I feel like they did a couple lines there where maybe they had something in the past. But I really appreciate that they could have easily made her gay, and I don't know if the short haircut was a nod to being gay, but I really appreciate. I'm just gonna come out. We need to all come out and say when we appreciate when they don't push gay on us. Okay, they didn't push her as gay. She was a very loving kind of a mother. Adopted the daughter, the girl, and he was kind of tried to make him a silly character. He was fine. He was not offensive. I mean, to me at all. This is crazy. The bad guy. It was weird. This bad guy was like skinnier and a little bit smaller than Kong. I was kind of surprised that they didn't make him bigger. They did have he had a bigger pet or whatever, surprise. But it's coming out. I can see it coming out here on the side with all these videos. But the guy was interesting. Could it have been better? I don't know. Whatever. It's just, it was a lot of fun. I feel like, you gotta, lower your expectations. They had a little fight. It was fast paced though, and I think because they were just trying to fill it with so much stuff. So it was just really crazy how fast paced and crazy it was. But I'm glad that we can still have movies like this that are just light and fun. Or was there, obviously there's they had pagan stuff in it where they're doing pagan stuff a little bit. but it felt like, and they weren't worshiping these as gods. I don't feel like. I feel like they weren't worshiping them, but they knew they had to guide them or whatever and doing different things because they're so gigantic. But I don't know. I as a Christian who obviously believes in evangelism, there's no Christianity in this, so that's a little bummer. They could put a nod to Christians since we just had a thing where 70% of Americans believe Christ has risen. So 70%. Where is that 70% representation in movies? 70%. And half of them are evangelical, right? 35% are evangelical, which is even, so 70% of us are Christian. And sadly, that number should be higher. It used to be higher. And cultural Christian he's 70, 80, 90. But the Democrats, I'm just going to come out and say it, are pushing, and the atheists are doing everything they can to erase us. But look what they're going to get. If you watch my other video, they're going to get Islam. They're going to get paganism and this woke ideology. If you get rid of Christians in our churches, and you're going to get some pretty bad stuff. And they're going to force it on you in the movies and force it on you. See, I'm accepting this film even though there's no Christianity in it. Because it's fun, it's entertainment, and it's PG. It's for family, it's for kids. And so I'm fine with that, but would an ideological like Islam or Democrats, would they allow something like this to get away with just being a fun? No, they won't have. We got to put in the message. We got to put in the wokeness. We got to put in the gayness. We got to put in Islam or whatever, But we Christians, we some of the best historical stuff from non-Christianity comes from Christians because we go into an area and we study their culture, like their mythology. Like Greek mythology was actually preserved by Christians, and then we Christians go in and sort of help create a writing system for some areas and preserve what they have. I mean, I'm not afraid of any of this stuff. I'm not afraid of paganism and stuff. But the problem is we are not Christians anymore. We're not evangelists anymore. And so anyway, I don't know why I'm going off on weird things. Anyway, a good movie. I think you can take your family to it as a Christian just to have fun. Crazy. Yeah, CG crazy, over the top. Probably not, take your wife to Godzilla -1, but take your kids to this. They would enjoy this. And I enjoyed both. So, and they're two different types of films. And this one was just the amount of stuff they threw in there was just like, wow. Definitely buy the popcorn. This is the kind of movie where you want to get that big popcorn and a big Coke or Diet Coke and lots of butter. So that's something we all need a rest. We need a rest. And I really thought that this was a great movie to go and rest in, go and have fun and dumb down and take that day off kind of thing. And praise the Lord, enjoy the day, relax, and go watch a Godzilla X Kong movie. So that's just my take on that. All right. In the game of life, let's all roll holy dice and then take a break too. We need our little breaks. Not necessarily a break from God, but a break from ranting and angry and just doing something silly and fun and enjoyable. So, but yeah, for the Lord. So in the game of life, roll holy dice.